the space between earth and heaven is it's just a little thinner when you're at camp.
There's something about going to Lakeside. It's a feeling that you have.
Lutheran Lakeside is a place, I think, that has always been where kids can just be themselves.
You know, it's swimming and it's the ropes course and it's getting down and using the boats and the lakefront.
And so I think that opens us to the reflection and the feeling of faith as well.
Lakeside, this was a farm actually, and there were no trees, which is funny to a lot of people, but it was a farm and the synod purchased it with the intention of having confirmation camp. So in like 1959, the land was purchased and the first summer of camp was in 1961.
I started as a camper in about 1966, and I still am in contact with one of the campers that I met at that time.
My dad was a pastor and he brought us kids along before we were old enough to be campers.
My grandpa Ray actually drove the original cross up as bishop of the church in southeast Iowa there into to Lakeside.
The beauty of Lutheran Lakeside in particular is the connection that's made between congregations and the camp.
And we partner with all 3 synods across the state of Iowa, over 130 congregations, and we have campers from 10 different states that come to us every summer.
Here's a place where you're accepted, where you're loved, where you can be who you are, and you are part of God's family.
Our original water infrastructure on the original site at camp are still 60-year-old clay asbestos pipes, and they're no longer in pipe form, so they're not really doing their job.
And we have been told we have 5 years to get that fixed or they will cut us off because it is that important.
But also too, it's not just about what's under the ground, but it's what's above the ground.
We intentionally try to find ways to serve every season of life, but the camp has always lacked having year-round facilities for staff who live here, as well as for guest groups and people who need this space all year long.
The cabins, which many people who've been there have great memories. They are rustic, about as rustic as you can get. As I understand, they were the original buildings built way back in the 60s, and great memories there, but it's time that we need to start replacing them.
Lakeside is very committed to being a belonging and welcoming place for all, and it's time to bring our facilities up to standards so that it can be comfortable and safe for all campers.
Again, that's key to hospitality, is making sure that we have a safe and welcoming environment.
For every season is the campaign because we help campers grow, every season of their life.
So one of the big benefits of this capital campaign is that we are going to make the spaces at camp more accessible to more people.
Lakeside's a gem. We have a lot of land on East Okoboji, a lot of land that a lot of developers would love to have, but we want to keep it pristine and keep it for the use that it's been used for.
And so for the camp to maintain that infrastructure, we're looking, number one, overall to raise just around $3 to $3.5 million.
I believe we have 10 cabins we want to replace, and that is exciting because those cabins were built in the early 60s when the camp started. And so we'd like to replace all of them with cabins that are more useful, so that they have good meeting space, that they have bunk rooms, that they have room for staff, that they are ADA accessible, and they will be climate controlled because then they're also useful for year-round.
Even just literally burying pipes much deeper in the ground so that they're not so close that everything freezes.
What Lakeside does is change lives. And we've done an incredible job over the last, 5 to 7 years, reaching more people, doing more ministries. And we're really ready to take that to the next level and serve more people in a new and exciting way to continue growing the church and growing leaders in the world.
If Lutheran Lakeside is able to be modern and a place where people can come year-round, more adults get the chance to see the magic because adults come alive at camp in the same way kids do.
What I love about this camp is that kids get to adventure, they get to jump in the lake, they get to create crafts, and just be outside and make amazing memories.
When we get together with families that we've known, plus the ones that come in new, it's like a family. And if you keep coming back, it's like coming home to relatives. You just pick up where you left off.
The work life gets put in the rear mirror for a bit, and you can just be a part of the experience of being with family and friends.
Every summer I really look forward to camp. It's a very fun and engaging and energetic atmosphere.
It's amazing when you look at the alumni of Lutheran Lakeside, and so many of them look back and talk about the influence of Lakeside just on their personal development.
You have to be able to trust an institution to support it. And I think that's really possible in this case.
Making a difference in the world is giving kids an opportunity to unplug, to connect to nature, to connect to God's creation. And what a better place to do that than here at Lakeside.
I invite you to make a difference. I invite you to change lives in whatever gift you can give, in whatever way you can contribute. I invite you to be a part of camp because this place is a place for you.
Go to the camp, take a look, walk around, and see what a gem it is.
I certainly would invite any of those supporters to contribute however they can.
Please join us in supporting this campaign so that this camp can live on for many years.
Come to the camp and invite your friends.
I have no doubt that we can make this campaign successful with the generations of people who have experienced Lakeside and who have been greatly impacted by Lakeside.
We want to make sure that Lakeside can meet you in whatever season you are at in life, to be that welcoming and amazing environment all year round and for every season.
Lutheran Lakeside rocks.